Hey, today I am teaching you my 5 ways to release a character. I'm also live on Instagram. Stay tuned. All right, so listen, you were in the right place. This is Actors Daily Bread. I'm Christine Horn, your life and career coach. Oh my gosh, professional actress, and I get to coach you guys and teach you guys, which is awesome. So I'm doing something new today, which I'm live in 2 places, but I really wanted to share how I release a character. I just got back from Hawaii shooting a project, and I was like, oh, that might be helpful to someone, maybe somebody. So what's up to all of you? Thank you so much for watching. I know it's getting late on the East Coast. I'm still suffering from a bit of jet lag. I'm not crying. My eyes are just going through it. But this is Actors Daily Bread, episode 121. For those of you on Instagram who are not part of the Hollywood Bound Actors Facebook group, click the link in the bio and just look for Hollywood Bound and come join us, because we just finished a phenomenal training last week, and I want to give a shout out to all of you in the Facebook group. First of all, let me tell you something. Y'all showed out. Last week I did a challenge on, I did a training on movement and coming from theater to working to film and television. That's a big thing, and you guys showed out. I did a training and offered something free. Hey, what's up, Ernest? I offered a free class to the first 25 people who were bold and brave enough to post themselves doing the exercise, and I was so blown away by all of your videos. I truly was. And so yeah, for those of you who did participate, you should have received an email from me. There are several of you who did not email me, so now I can't email you. So yeah, so if you're on Instagram, you're not part of the Hollywood Bound group, come on and join us. We do some fun stuff in there. But today I really want to just talk about how I release a character. Thank you for the love and the hearts. Let me see who's on here on Facebook. What's up, Marilli, Arisha, Tony Hughes, Anthony, Tarnisha. Hey, thank you for watching. So, and I want to give a big shout out too, because let me tell you something. I have a lot of women who follow me, and I think naturally as coaches we attract ourselves, right? So, but I want to give a shout out to Brian Howard. He is a member of the Hollywood Bound Actors Facebook group. He was the only man to participate in the challenge. And I just found that really interesting, because as actors and those of us who want to do more acting, we get really shy sometimes. Like, we don't want to be seen, and I'm scared to make a mistake, and I don't want to be wrong. But that's part of what this is. We have to be wrong, or we have to be vulnerable. We have to show up and show out. So I'm giving a special shout out to Brian whenever he watches this later, for being the only dude who stepped up to the plate. But let's talk about this releasing a character. So let me see on Facebook and Instagram, have you ever played a role where it felt kind of hard to let go? Even if you were just prepping for an audition. Anybody feel me in this? Like, I used to love watching listening to Denzel Washington and people and some of the big celebrities, and like, man, how do they, release these characters that they've been playing for a month, especially if it's a film, or if it's been a TV show. If you've had a chance to be a regular on a TV show for 14 years, like, how do you release that? And, I found myself, I have different ways that I release, and I just wanted to share mine. I'm not saying this is how you need to release, but it might give you some insight and some help for yourself. So thank you for the love and the hearts. I see you Instagram and I see you Facebook. Okay, I'm balancing. So, and these are in no particular order. Okay, my little notes for you. So, okay, I just played a role this past week, and it was great. I got into it. I spent weeks prepping, once I found that I booked it, and getting in the zone and going deep. I love research. You guys, research is the most fun part. It's the funnest, most fun, however that's supposed to be said. It's so much fun for me. I love, researching, the real lives of these people, the jobs that they do, how does this affect their daily lives, their mental state, like all of that, or physicality. But once I get done, sometimes I'm holding on to it. And God bless my husband, because, I think that's one of the things he likes about me as well. He doesn't know who he's coming home to. And, he's watching on Instagram. That's hilarious. But but also it's a challenge for me sometimes just to let it go. So the first thing I do after I've wrapped a project, whether it's whether I'm actually shooting something or just an audition I've prepped really hard for, the first thing I do is play one of my favorite songs. That's number one. So not a song that you may have been prepping for the character, because I do that. That's something I do in building character. And that's some of the stuff that I teach, finding a song that your character likes. But what is your favorite song? Is it like some ratchet song? Or like for me, one of my favorites is Rihanna. You know, work, 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 just send me every work. Like once I play that, Christine is in the building, right? So what song do you have that's on your playlist that once you hear it, hey, it's party time. Like this ain't about no character. This ain't about acting. This is about me, what I like. So I always encourage my clients, my students to have I tell them this, their booking playlist, but that playlist comes in handy because it's what you need to feel in your zone. We all have it. You know, it might be inspirational or it might be ratchet, but it's not wrong. So that's my first thing I do. I listen to whatever brings me back to Christine, right? Tony says she loves that song. Man, let me tell you, if there's a dance floor or not, me and Rihanna, you know, one day we gonna do a song together. The next thing that I do, and this is real talk, I've had to really think, like, what do I do? Because I had to do it the other day before I left Hawaii. And to be totally honest with you, I haven't fully released this character. The next thing I do, and my husband can testify to this, and thankfully he doesn't record me doing it, is I do a silly dance. And I'm not going to do it here. I'm not going to do it here. But like, so I played my favorite song, right? But then I do this kind of silly dance. So you may or may not have a silly dance, but it kind of goes back to what we used to learn in acting class. Thank you for the hearts and love on Instagram. I appreciate it. You know, in acting class, and if you've never had a chance to take an acting class, let me share this with you. There's something we do where we peel ourselves like an onion. So you picture a Vidalia onion, right? There's all these layers, right? And so sorry, my brain is moving faster than my mouth. There's so many layers to the onion. So in exercise we do in acting classes, we pretend that we are in a suit or that we are the onion, right? And so we do this, we physically do this. We peel it back. We peel it back and release and like literally like take off the layers of the onion. Let's see, Happiness the artist says, you're right, music puts me in the zone and helps my creative juice. It's okay that you're not an actress. Music is powerful and it's universal. But if you're watching and you're an actor and you want to figure out how to put on or take off somebody, because we're literally taking on energy, I believe we're taking on spirits. That's my own personal belief. So it helps to release or put on, to physically stand in the mirror. I have full-length mirrors in here. I stand there and I unzip. And this is something we used to do in acting class back in middle school and high school. And you pull it off, you peel it off, and then you're free, like you're bare. You're down to that bare, to the white meat, if that makes sense. And then, hey Tanika, thank you for watching. And then I will do this as the silliest little dance. And again, I'm not gonna do the dance here because we don't know each other that well. My husband gets to see that silly dance, but I'm not gonna show it to all of you. But you know what that is. So that also brings you back to yourself, just like the music does. Music, your favorite ratchet song, your favorite inspirational song, brings you back to you. Then a silly dance brings you back to you, as well as peeling the onion and letting go and shedding that character. Does that make sense? I mean, can I get some amens? Can I get some #onion up in the comments? If the onion metaphor makes sense, let me know. Let me know if you're here with me. Let me know you're listening and connected. All right, moving on. Yes. If you're just joining, this is Actors Daily Bread. I'm trying to get better at live Instagram, so I'm doing both at the same time. And I'm so happy because I get to connect with more of you. Thank you, Angela Ray. Okay, got it. Thank you, Happiness to Artist. #onion. Awesome. Facebook, sometimes I have a little delay, so you may be typing and I'm just missing it. So I'm going to keep going. My next one, so I'm sharing right now my 5, thank you, Tony. I'm sharing the 5 ways that I release a character. Enoch, #onion, yes. The next thing that I do that helps me, and again, this is whether you've just shot a character that's been like intense, or if you just had an audition. Like, listen, y'all, pilot season here, or any time of the year, I may have had to just memorize 14 pages and have been immersed in this character. God, I think about, and I keep bringing her up because her performance is brilliant. Regina King in 7 Seconds on Netflix. Have you guys been watching that? I have 2 episodes left. I think I'm going to veg out tonight and watch the last 2. But I keep looking at my husband, and I auditioned for a show recently that was heavy like that. And just to prep and stay prepped, I'm like, God bless Regina's like heart and soul. Like, she's killing it, but every episode is so heavy. And I'm like, oh my God, what is her process to release? Because I know I have my own, but when you know you have to come back and work the next day, you kind of, for me, I kind of stay in it. You know, I stay in that zone. So having these processes are very helpful. But my fourth, what am I on? I'm on 3. And I've shared this with a lot of you before, but my next one is to throw the script away. So you've just had a huge audition. What's up, Kathleen? Thank you for watching. What's up, Jessica? Thank you for watching. Athena on Instagram, what's up? My next one is to throw the script away. That's number 3. Throw the script away. So now listen, I'm gonna say a caveat. Do not, if you're just leaving an audition that was, you know, heavy or a lot of lines and you're trying to release it, don't throw the script away in the casting office, because that looks like, forget this script, I don't want to do this anyway, right? We don't do it like that. That feels disrespectful. But I wait till I leave the audition, or I wait till I've gotten home, like if I was actually shooting the project. Once I get back to my house or to the hotel, actually in the hotel I don't throw it away because I don't want anybody finding my script in the hotel. So actually, like, I just left Hawaii shooting, and I have all those scripts in my suitcase. But I put them away. I got rid of them. So if you were somewhere safe, tear them up into small pieces, burn them, do whatever you need to do. Don't start no fires, okay? But I do that because that's also a way to release. And I believe when we release and let go, we make space for more. So like, you know, after I got done, after I wrapped shooting, what was that, Monday afternoon in Hawaii, on my way home, I had an audition to tape. Script came in my email, so I didn't even have time to really like do a full thing. I had to keep it moving. But I believe once you do that release, you make space. And that really is, I believe that's a big thing in all of our, it's a law, universal law in our lives in general. It's like if your closet is packed to the max, how are you making space for more clothes? I talked about this in my Booking Magnet Challenge. For those of you who didn't take my free 5-day Booking Magnet Challenge, please take it. I did it in January. It's still available. If you're watching on Instagram, click the link in my bio, look for Booking Magnet Challenge. On Facebook, you'll see the link above. But take that, and I talk about making room, making space for what you want in your life. A lot of you are saying you want more bookings, you want more opportunities, but you're not doing the things to make space for that to come in. And that may look different for all of you. So literally throwing the script away is another tip. Tip number 4 is decide if any part is worth keeping. And what's up, Stephanie? Thank you for joining. Love from Down Under. What's up on Instagram? So let me explain that. I believe each character that I get to try on leaves me with a little bit of something. I believe I bring a little bit of Christine to every character, but I also believe the character you then create. Hey, Alyssa, thank you for watching. Hey, Miranda, thank you for watching. I believe every character we create also leaves something in us. Now, it might be for positive or negative. I have a lot of actor friends that I see go full method, you know, like, I'm like, that used to be my friend. I don't know who that is anymore. Like, they never shook it. They never let it go. But I do believe there's a piece that may stay with me if I allow it. But you get to decide if you want a piece of it. So there's some characters that I get to play that were so fierce and strong and powerful and confident, and more so than Christine is, more so than I am. And I'm like, I like that. I liked what I tapped into. When I walked into the room, I felt powerful. I felt amazing. I felt magnetic. I want to keep that. So I decided I'm going to keep a little bit of that because I remembered what I had to do. You know, for me, I I do a lot of like FBI agent, you know, army kind of things, but then I also do, you know, very sweet doctor roles. And what I love about the hardcore badass, you know, roles are that I love how it challenges my physicality. I naturally have good posture, but when I'm doing something that is really is military based, or really in charge, it forces me. The shoulders are back, the posture's up, chin is up, and I just walk with this presence. And I'm like, I like that. I need to keep that in my daily arsenal, right? So think about, there may be pieces from characters that you like, and I say keep them. But if they're destructive, don't, right? You don't have, you know, your character was a crackhead. I'm not saying go do crack. Like, that is not what I'm saying, just so we're clear. All right, last one I'm gonna give you. If you're just joining, I am being silly, but you know, I love being silly. But I am sharing my personal 5 ways on how I release a character. And this could be from a heavy audition or from a shoot. Thank you for the love. And again, before I give you this last tip, this is episode 121 of Actors Daily Bread. So especially for those of you on Instagram and you're not familiar with me, click my name, click my link above, and you can connect to all the other episodes on YouTube. But take the Booking Magnet Challenge if you haven't taken it, because my students will tell you, everyone who's taken it, it has really made an impact in their career. So no need to sit on the sidelines and wonder how you can get help. This is it. So my final tip on how I personally release a character, let me do a review before I share the last one. So tip number 1 was I play my favorite song right after the audition or right after the shoot. Remember, it can be whatever you want. I do a silly dance. I peel back the onion. And if you're just joining, you can watch the replay. I peel the onion and I do a silly dance that brings me back. Everything is to bring it back to me. Who am I? The person, not the actor. Then we talked about throwing the script away. Throwing the script away does a release. You let that go to open the room for more. Also, decide if any part of this character is worth keeping, if it's healthy for you, if it feels good, if it can benefit you in the future. And so my last tip for you is to show gratitude, to literally thank this character for coming to you. Again, you may not agree with me, but this is my personal path. I believe these characters come to us as spirits. I believe we tap in when it feels out of body. If you have had a chance to ever perform on stage, then you really know what I'm talking about. Even if you're a singer or a musician, you know, like you feel like, if you write music, sometimes it can feel like it's an out of body, God delivered it to me kind of moment. And I'm grateful for those moments. I know it's not just me. This isn't just coming from me. I know there's something higher, something more divine working through me. So I give thanks to that. And I give thanks to the character that came to me, that left me with this different knowing of myself, if that makes any sense. Because each character you get to play takes you somewhere else. So I'm open for comments. I'm gonna read one that just came through on Instagram. Happiness the Artist says, I was just going to say, it sounds like you take on the spirit of another. Absolutely, I believe that. And I think that may freak people out the way I'm saying that, and that's okay, because this is my process. But that's what I believe. As an artist, what's up, Dawn Axum? As an artist, especially any of us who've been on, I'm gonna say on the stage, because I grew up on the stage in the theater, and that light hits you and you're in the zone and you're connected and you're focused. There's something that happens and it's just like, whoa. And when you get to translate that to camera, to film, and to television especially, you learn to work that muscle in a different way. Facebook, y'all are kind of quiet. You learn to work the muscle in a different way. You have to do it quicker. You have to repeat it over and over again. You know, you don't get the thrill of theater. So you have to learn. The stuff that I teach you is to give you tips on how to connect with that quicker, and then connect with it 30 more times for 30 more takes. All right, well, those are all the tips that I have for you today. Those are my 5 ways that I actually, my literal 5 ways that I release a character. And I'll give you a bonus one because this wasn't really a tip. It's just something that I noticed about myself. And hey guys, if you have comments, I will stick around for another 5 minutes and take any comments. Kathleen says, have you ever had a role that hit very close to home or was very similar to yourself? Yes. There's actually a film I'm in called Rogers Park. I need to post a thing on it on Instagram, but you can look up Rogers Park. Just Google Rogers Park, the film, and we'll actually be here in Los Angeles. We're doing a national tour of that. And yeah, that character felt very close to home. Many characters feel close to home, but also I believe if you search hard enough, Kathleen, you will find a connection between you and a character every time. Dawn Axum says, everyone can relate because they have not experienced that yet. I do agree, Dawn. And let me tell y'all, it is an amazing experience. Honestly, it's a high. And that is why theater people love being in the theater. Dancers love to be, you know, on stage. Is something that happens when you are connected. And that's why I have a hard time. It's hard to explain to an aspiring actor or an aspiring performer who refuses to do the work. So the stuff that I like to teach you guys and express to you guys is how we get to the process, how we get to the end result. A lot of people just want to be, they just want to be on a red carpet somewhere or just want to win an award. But there's a process that goes through this. Once you're able to connect and really build, I talked about peeling that onion. That's a powerful moment, allowing yourself to be vulnerable in a way that lets things come to you. Some of you are not getting to where you want to go because you have a block up. You don't even know yourself. You haven't peeled back the onion on you. So you're not allowing the trueness of that next character to come to you. And that's something that takes time and repetition. And it takes allowing. You have to allow. You have to allow. You guys, you have to allow. You can catch me. I'm honored that I get to play Harriet Tubman. There's a show on NBC called Timeless. I don't know if any Timeless fans out there, but I just finished shooting that, and I'll share more pictures and stuff as I'm allowed to. But man, it was a full moon one night before I started shooting, and I literally just said a prayer to Harriet Tubman, and I just asked her for guidance and to represent her in her journey and her legacy in the best way. And that is my personal process. Again, not passing it on to you, but just giving some more insight on how I work and what I ask for. So I'm going to wrap in a second with 2 more comments. Tony says, I have a connection with the character I'm playing on one of my films. So excited. Awesome. Happiness the Artist says, I relate the concepts with my creative process while painting. I would imagine. I think we're all artists, right? So some of us, you know, music, as a singer, I go through the same thing when I'm in the zone writing. I think it's all the same. Enoch says the vulnerability that you learn and exercise in the art helps connect to the audience. Absolutely. And let me say this one last thing before I wrap, and thank you guys for watching. And listen, if you know of an actor who needs to hear this message, share it with them. Instagram, I think I'm going to try to save it. I'm still learning Instagram, guys. I'm still learning. But I want to say this before we wrap. And this is from one of my coaches. Shout out to Vince Pisani. He used to be my coach in Atlanta. He's not anymore, but he used to be my coach. And he would always challenge me to find the connection to the character. Even if it's a character you hate on paper, he would challenge me to find the humanity in that character to make them likable in some way. And also he would challenge me to find what we have in common. So you may be like, this person's a serial killer. I don't have anything in common with a serial killer. I challenge you to look deeper. I challenge you, as you create the character, something in their storyline or their history, there's something you can connect to. Because if you, the actor, cannot make that character human and relatable, you're not going to express that to the audience. For those of you who got to watch me in the assassination of Gianni Versace, American Crime Story on FX, we just had our season finale last week. I mean, that whole show was really about the serial killer, and it's wild. But that, you know, Derek, you know, Chris, excuse me, he just, the way he brought Andrew Cunanan, the serial killer, to life, you hated him, but then you liked him, then you felt sorry for him. Like, he had all these layers. But I mean, the work that has to be done to find those layers takes time. But I challenge each and every one of you watching, no matter what the role is, you have to find the humanity. What makes this person likable, even if everyone hates this character? So that's my challenge. So again, I'm going to wrap. I'm Christine Horn, your life and career coach. If you want to learn more about me and the Booking Magnet Challenge, click the link above and you can join that challenge for free. We have an awesome community here on Facebook for all of you Instagram watchers. It's called the Hollywood Bound Actors Facebook group, where I do exclusive trainings, and I taught an awesome freaking training last week. If I do say so myself, you can join the group and watch that class. But yeah, have an amazing night, you guys. I'm gonna go get back to work. Honestly, I'm still, like I said, I'm still jet lagged and getting it together. I couldn't even, no makeup for y'all tonight. You got a wig. That's all you got. All right, let me simultaneously log off. Have a great night.